Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. Apologies. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. This is Bo O'Brien from Yes Education. Welcome everyone here today for a special presentation from CEG. We have today Man In, who is the representative for CEG, and we're doing a specific training for our Malaysian and Singapore partners today, talking about the special requirements for those from Malaysia and Singapore. So everyone should know CEG has been in the market for quite a long time. They're one of the leaders for university foundation programs and pathways to universities in the UK and in the US as well. And today we're talking about ONCampus. So Manyin will be doing a presentation on ONCampus and talking about some of the benefits for students from Malaysia and Singapore to study there. And so I welcome Manyin today. How are you, Manyin? Can you hear me?
Hi, Bo. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm good.
That's great. That's great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your help today.
Yeah, no worries. It's my pleasure.
So, Manyin, I will pass it on to you now. I think you can share your screen. Let me check if that's okay. I think you were doing it before. Let me check. Yeah, should be okay to share your screen, and then you can go ahead. So everybody, before Manyin starts, same as usual, she will go through the presentation, and once complete, then we will enter the Q&A part of our session. So if anyone has any questions, please think of any good questions for Manyin, and then we will get back to them towards the end of the presentation. So thank you very much, Manyin.
It says the host disable.
Okay, sure. I will change it for you. Should be okay now.
Okay. Oops. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I just share my screen now. Okay. So everyone can see. Let me just go to full screen.
Yes, perfect.
All right. Okay. I will just need to disconnect my video so my network can be stable. All right. So good morning, everyone. I'm Manyin from Malaysia. So I'm based in KL and I cover Singapore on UK. So as you can see from this map, those dots are our university partners. So you can see on the red color, it's Amsterdam, and the green one is Lund, Sweden. So today we will not cover Europe. Okay, so just have a look in the map first. At least you have an idea like where is the location and who are the partner I have from CEG. So the purple dot here, it's the most popular partner that we have more students coming here because I think everyone's know Malaysian and Singaporean, we actually aim for higher ranking whenever parents or student they want to go overseas studies. So to fulfill their dream, on-campus London is the pathway. All right. So under UOL, University of London, there are many universities like Queen Mary, Royal. Their foundation in this Birkbeck. Okay. So Birkbeck will be here. Is actually in the city center. If you're familiar with the subway in London, it's the nearest Russell Square. It's the tube station. All right. So next to it is the green one. It's London South Bank. So London South Bank is also in London Zone 1. The nearest station is Elephant and Castle. And then 40 minutes away is Reading. So Reading, Malaysia also have this Reading campus. So they are quite popular in terms of the uni ranking and uni name, the brand to Malaysian and also Singaporean. So further up, 1 hour from London is Coventry. 1 hour by the car, okay? So if you can see, it's actually next to it, Birmingham City. Okay, so they can arrive Coventry, Coventry University. Okay, so further up, actually it's called UCLan, University of Central Lancashire. But actually CEG has renamed it called ONCampus UK North. Okay, the reason here because we also help students to transfer out of UCLan. So students don't need to just stay in UCLan for their studies, whereas they work similar like London. Okay, if they're aiming for somewhere else, they can start if they think London is too high cost and then living cost is too expensive, so UCLan is another option with lower living cost, but also they get the support for UCAS to transfer out of UCLan. Okay, and then on the east side, so we have Hull. Hull is actually just near this coastline. So there are both University Hull and Sunderland. Hull is more on like a traditional uni. So you later on you will still see like red bricks and very English environment. So if students don't want to be too international like London or Birmingham is very international city. So they want to experience the real English environment. So Hull is a best place. Of course, it's also lower living cost. And then further up, Sunderland. Sunderland is next to Newcastle, so it's also 30 minutes away driving. So Sunderland is more like a student village. It's a very well balanced. You see a lot of students walking around, very nice environment, and there are also beach activity. All right. So next, I would like to introduce why on campus, like what are we giving to give extra support. So mainly, we are preparing a soft landing for students because but since students actually get difficulties when they land in the UK and then they need to cope with different weather, they feel homesick and they need to pick up their academic, which is quite different teaching style. So with that, we actually want to prepare a soft landing. Okay, so here, what we can offer is actually to adjust and prepare for university life. So by starting pre-U in UK, you kind of like be more prepared and more time to settle down compared to you do it a transfer like year 2 or year 3. Okay, and also a bridge between our units, our country and overseas, the teaching style and curriculum. So improve English because our acceptance for foundation English requirement is actually quite lenient as in except London and UCLan, we are taking for 5.0, UK VI IELTS. Other centers, so we are taking minimum 4.5 overall. Yeah, so with the lenient English entry, but we still able to make sure students score high English level and progress to university. Let's say they will score 6.5 or 7.0 upon progressing to uni. Okay, so we also offer a wide range of courses and progression. And then of course, they start to access to facilities and clubs in the uni and make friends. And also if because most of them come to us is under 18, so in terms of guardian support on the welfare and also accommodation, everything is well catered for under 18 student. So how do we able to boost the academic and English? The reason is we have small group teaching. So mainly the class is between 15 students to 20 students. All right, 15 to 20 is actually and whether their weakness, their strength, so that the lecturer actually can identify each of us. All right. So next, just to change the slide. Hold on. All right. Share screen. Give me a second. All right. So after the overview, this one is what we have. I mean, what program we have. Okay. I'm sharing another screen. Okay. So those are the foundation program we have. If you can see from the chart, the blue, we actually identify centers by colors. The more Coventry is blue, London South Bank, light green, Sunderland, orange, London is the purple color, UK North. Okay, so let me just go through by program. If you see business and economic, so all our centers offer business. Okay, we leave the last two column first because those are Europe. So up until how? Okay, and then business, every center covers. Engineering also every centers. Humanity and social science also every centers. Okay, other than that, some university actually don't cover some program. Okay, let's say for art and design, only Coventry, London South Bank, and Reading. Okay, and then here, life science. Basically, all have life science. Okay, and then medicine. This one I would like to highlight. Now we are taking medicine student, but we require year 12 entry requirement, which means if you are from Singapore, IGCSE, we don't take. They have to do something else, maybe 2 years of NITEC or advanced NITEC, okay, but they need to have bio and chemistry as well. So for Malaysia, medicine, we also don't take SPM student. They must did some like pre-U or foundation, which mean a year 12 can be UEC, can be A level, AS level, or yeah, something else. Okay, so I think I see question. Oh, um, so Chi mentioned there's a breaking voice. I'm
Yeah,
having this.
your voice is breaking maybe every 5 minutes, just for like two seconds or so. But it seems okay now. But I think there could be a slight interruption, but it's okay. I think
Okay.
you can continue.
Yeah, in case it's too serious, then you just let me know. Maybe I just need to log in again.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. So I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So continue. I will focus. Today I will focus a few centers, which is London, and then Coventry, also Hull. Okay. So I will start with London now. Allow me to stop sharing first. Okay. Share screen. All right. So this is the most popular one. Okay, so if students study here, they need to have 5.0 IELTS, and then we are looking for 5 credits entry for IGCSE and SPM student. So 5 credits, which mean C and above. But for London, we are aiming for student who has mixture of A and B more. I mean the subject, not just C, but maybe more A and B, because in London it's quite a packed and very fast-paced program, and we are aiming to progress them to top 30 university. So if the student is a C student, it will be a bit struggle for them during the program and also during the graduate, the completion. So let's say after one term of studies, our tutor usually will talk to them to ask whether they want to change a program, or is it still okay to cope in on campus London. If they want to change among our centers, we actually allow that. But usually, I mean, so far up to now, we don't have students who face this problem. Yeah, so far our on campus London student progress very well. So as I mentioned, they will study in Burbank. And also, if you can see here, our academic actually recognized by this LSE, London School of Economics, and also we are the awarding body by University of London. So actually, later on, I will share with you, we have 2 business programs. Okay, one is by our CEG. It's conducted by the syllabus mostly are same among all centers. Another one is actually International Foundation. So that one is awarded by UOL. You can see this is the track record. These are the ranking for the university. So like Durham, Lancaster, Leeds, Birmingham, Bristol, Manchester, York. Just give you an idea like where our student progress to. Yeah. So those are the mainly Queen Mary. Our student is aiming for Queen Mary for law and also like econ or finance. Royal Holloway and Goldsmith is more on like arts. Okay, so those are the partner. And this is the London highlight. But I won't focus too much on the city because I think everyone familiar with the city. So here you can see our student progress. LSE in the past, they don't accept any foundation. They only take A-level student. So now actually our foundation is recognized by them. So students from A-level, they can come to our on-campus London. Okay, so those are the support. I just want to highlight how we support in the UCAS. So during first term, they will get the interview and registration, and also they are able to get in touch on how to choose the best UK uni, and also prepare the personal statement that they are aiming for the uni. All right. Of course, there will be also open day. So student can join many university open day, just like when you're in Malaysia or Singapore, sometimes you have the open day in the local colleges. So in the UK, you have the chance to visit to the university and also join their open day before you choose which uni you want. Okay, and then you submit application. After that, then it's like to make sure application submitted before deadline, and then the practice session. So they all right, and then third term, they choose their, oops. Third term, they will choose review their offer, okay? So those are also the highlights for how strong on our progression is. Yeah, later on I will share this slide also because I have limited time today, so I need to go through quicker. Okay, so if students don't want to progress to out of Burbank, they want to stay back, okay? So they will have unconditional offer automatically as long as they pass the minimum grade during foundation. Then they can progress to this program as well, like international business, finance, communication study, marketing, psychology, TESOL. Okay, so what are the minimum requirement? So I go through. Okay, if you can see here, so for business, they will study 3 academic subjects and 1 academic English. So skill for business, business behavior, pure math, economic finance. And the passing mark is 40% in academic module. And also meeting this English subject minimum of 6.5 in order to progress to our partners. All right. If they want to progress to Sheffield or Warwick, those different leads, then it's subject to what are the entry for the IELTS. Okay. So if they're going back to Burbank itself, 40 marks is the minimum. And then they can go back to Burbank. Then they will get a conditional offer letter. Okay. So engineering, also 3 subjects. Okay. Skill for science, physics, pure math, and then human and international relation, life sciences, skill for science, bio and life, chemistry, and also all English, academic English. Okay, just to mention, this chart, right, actually is the same module, same syllabus for all our centers. It applies to Coventry, Sunderland, Hull, UCLan. All these subjects are the same. So the difference is when they choose different university, is the environment, the tutor, the lecturers, and the program that they aim for. It will be different. Let's say engineering is good in Hull, so that's why they go to Hull. But if they want digital media, then I would suggest Coventry because they are stronger in creative. Okay, so that is just the difference, but mainly the syllabus are the same. So London has the highest fees among all the other centers. Okay, can see here, usually Malay English, if they don't meet 4.5 or they don't meet 5.0, they need to study extra term just for English. But we all only require 3 terms. So the just started September, the fees for sciences is 18,000 plus. The non-sciences is 17,000 plus. And the upcoming one, we are aiming for January intake. Okay, the fees are also same. Okay, 17 plus, 18 plus. Okay. So this is just a checklist, whether you have this, and then you can start with us. All right, and this is the program I want to mention. It's recognized by LSE. It's awarded, the teaching is awarded by UOL. Okay, which means by this English program, student can, sorry, not English program, business program, student can progress to LSE. Yeah, you can see the statistic. And just now they combine econ and finance. Here is main econ, and they added on IR, they added on sociology and law, and also pure math. You can see it's very statistic and also very analytic base, the business program. It's not the usual business program we see. That's why this program can lead you to LSE. Okay. Just to highlight, this foundation, we require 5.5, not just 5.0. And then there is a math entrance test with English aptitude test. They need to sit this test in your office. The total hour will be 2.5 hours. So your office member will need to be the invigilator. Okay, so this is a higher level of pathway. So not the C student, A and B student. Okay, so this fees is slightly higher. It's almost 19,000, 18,990. So we are giving scholarship for on-campus London student. So despite IFP or the one that is called UFP, we are giving up to £3,000. Okay, so it's like a bursary for student. Okay. We do offer international year one. Let's say student, they don't meet the entry requirement for direct entry. Either they don't meet the English, they don't meet the academic. So we can accept them to study, continue in a small group, which call international year one. Okay, and then they are able to progress to year two. So this happened UEC student. So UEC student, usually their English level is not so strong. Yes, Martin. So
Oh, it's okay. You can keep going and we'll have the questions at the end.
okay. So for UEC student, because their English is not so strong, here we they don't meet the 6.0 entry. I mean, for uni is 6.5, but they meet 6.0. So at least they stand a chance to start with us, international year one, without wasting any year or any time. Okay. So that's it for London. Before I move to any center, maybe we can just take 10 minutes to draft your question. I'm changing my slide to another. Now I will start with how. Okay. So how. Sorry, the slide is very hang. Screen. Okay. Okay. Bo, you can see the screen is University of
Yes,
Hull, right? Okay.
perfect.
Right. So, okay, Hull is only 2 business. Okay, if you can see here, they are very strong in chemical, mechanical, business, right? Because they are near the coastline. So I would say supply chain and logistic is their highlight. Okay, we have quite many application for this subject. And then the business school is also accredited by AACSB. And the highlight for Hull is they are one of the oldest university. That's why their research in the engineering and the teaching, the learning, everything is more established compared to modern university. Okay, you can still see the red bricks, and then the facilities, mainly for engineering, is very well equipped. Okay, so you can see here also one of the 14th oldest university, 14th oldest university in England. Okay, and also 95 of engineering graduate, they get work in 6 months because of the very strong connection from the lecturers and also the internship. So actually study MEng, Master Engineering, they will need to go for the placement in the year 2, after year 2. Okay. So these are the graduate where we find for the Hull career team. Okay. And for Malaysian, Hull is actually a recognized law program for Malaysia Bar. So they can go for law program in Hull with a more affordable living cost and the fees. Okay. Okay, and the E&E. So now I'm just to share more about the progression here. Okay, sorry for the WhatsApp. Okay, you can see here it's biomedical, chemical, electrical, mechanical, computing science, and even major in chemistry, mathematics, physics. So quite some Singapore students, they are aiming for these four: biochem, chemist, mathematics, because the fees for uni. Okay, the university fee is around £16,000. £16,000 for engineering actually is quite good, and the living cost is just like £5,000, £5,000 to £6,000 per year. Yeah, including the accommodation, because living there is actually quite affordable due to this is a residential area. Okay. So next, I will go to, how is pretty straightforward. Now I will show you how to, I will show you a video just to let you know how on-campus looks like. But I will use Sunderland as a sample because Sunderland actually snapped a very good video to show how the building is, the classroom size, the student environment. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, you can see the classroom size and the common area. This is the combination of beach and city for Sunderland. Okay, so basically that is the idea of the sentence, but each campus looks different. So now I'll go to, for Sunderland, I don't have time, so I just highlight the good program, which is pharmacy, okay, also recognized by Malaysia. So I have many East Malaysian students actually study in Sunderland because of the good value for program. How does it good value for? The foundation fee is 14,000 plus, okay, foundation £100, 10,500 pounds. Yeah, so because of the affordable fee, actually especially to East Malaysia student, they think Sunderland, the culture is quite near with East Malaysia. They don't want to go to big town like London or Birmingham. To them, it's too fast paced, too stressful. So Sunderland is a well balance of student life, city life, and also the tuition fee is 10,500 for a science program, which is very affordable. Yeah. And of course, also the living cost is also around 4,000 to 5,000, including the accommodation. Okay, so lastly, I will go to Coventry. Okay, let me just switch my slide first. Okay. Okay, Coventry. Okay. So I think Coventry is very well known between Singapore and Malaysia because of their partnership. So in Singapore, they have partnership with PSD and MDRS. So Malaysia, like Inti, Taylor's, yeah. So I will go quickly on the good program. If students who are keen to come to foundation, usually they are going for business. Okay, so the business is not just business administration, mainly will be digital media, creative business, advertising and marketing. Yeah, and then I would say student they are aiming for the environment, not mainly just for the business. Psychology also one of the inquiry. Okay, and surprisingly, our mechanical engineer also quite high rank in the Coventry, is rank number 3. So the reason of hospitality, event management, and tourism, they are strong because the Coventry town itself plus Birmingham city, it's a very high traffic for tourism, and also they have many tourist spot. Let's say a transport gallery, a transport museum, and then Warwick Castle. So those are the tourist spot. Okay. At the moment, we also have quite good inquiry on physiotherapy, dietetic, and also nursing, those sciences. Yeah, okay. Hold on, the slide is hang. Okay, let me just here are the program. Okay, here is the fees actually. Okay, you can see here, Coventry has the most intake. Oops. Yeah, this one. Sorry, the slide is not good. Okay, here. Okay, we have March intake, we have June, we have September, and we have November, we have January, we have February, and then again March. So throughout the whole year, right, actually we can recruit for Coventry. Because let's say this two terms, if you can see here, November 2nd to April, we have one program called Business Administration. So by studying just 2 terms, which is 6 degree in May, okay? So this is called intensive foundation, I would say, okay? Or else it will, okay, or else this will be the coming next intake, January to August. Okay, Jan to August, then they will start September in the degree. So the fees are also almost similar, 16,000 and 15,000 for science and non-science. Okay, so I think for Coventry is quite straightforward. And now I just show you the environment. Okay, this is the map. So you can see it's a very big student campus. Our building is here, and next to it is already the part. This is the entrance to the university. The hub, oops. Okay, the hub is actually the common center. Even they have a cinema inside the hub. And then student union, art and design school, business school. This is the Lancaster library. You can see the architecture is very, very unique. So the library itself is also a very good sample to show the architecture. So in Coventry, architecture is also one of the program. All right. So the blue one is the accommodation. So you can see in relative, our accommodation is more than the other campus because there are so many students here. Okay, you can see all the blue cube here. All right. So the population here in Coventry, 100,000. So these are, sorry, just now I mentioned 1 hour by car, right? So it's 1 hour by so it's a very well connected place. Okay, so that's it for Coventry. I have 2 more minutes, so I would like to highlight London South Bank. So London South Bank, actually, they are not so popular, but recently we have one confirmed student. So it's from Malaysia. So I think he will be a very good testimonial to experience London South Bank, and then in the future they can spread more to their juniors, because London South Bank is actually good in the practical training, and they are well connected to the network. Let's say if you're in accounting and finance, then you will be very well connected to the bank in London area. Okay, so just a quick one to share the selling point. They are well connected to the industry, so they have a lot of opportunity for training, for connection, and then they won. The school actually won this top 10 in the UK for graduate starting salary. Okay, we have encountered students, they start with very low salary. They takes very long time to increase and to hop to different company just for increment. But whereas if you have very good resume during your university life, then you will get higher starting salary, and this help you in the future as well. So we also have very good top 10 in the graduate prospect. So most of students, they will go there to study master, especially it's in the London. So and one more highlight is if the student want to save accommodation fee. So just a comparison, if just now Burbank, to stay in Burbank, as stay in London South Bank, they own their own accommodation, their own accommodation. So staying there is around 1,008 for a month, so it's around 5,004. Yeah, 5,006 like that. Okay, compared to 10,000. So it's almost half price, but still in London. So in case you have any student, they just want a good program. They want accounting, finance. They want civil engineering or urban planning. Yeah, those are the good program for London South Bank. Okay, of course, ranking, they are not up to really high, but it's like top 100 plus. Okay. All right, so this slide, it shows you, yep, this one. Sorry, not this one. This program. But law is not recognized by Malaysia. E&E, chemical engineering, civil engineering, media, film production. Yep. Okay. So I think I need to leave 15 minutes for the question and answer. I have.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. That was fantastic, really detailed, and it was good to see a good snapshot of all of the different programs and campuses. There really are so many options that CEG has. So I think that's one of the great benefits there. So I think we have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
From Chi. Can you see those questions?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic.
I can answer the first one. Will the university still need SPM-IG certificate if one has all the qualification up to the latest one? So if you say you don't want to, the student don't want to submit A level, that is fine. We just assume the latest one is IG, but because admission will still ask student to write on the CV. Let's say they see a gap year, then student will need to write, oh, I also study A level. So it depends if student want to use IGCSE to apply for foundation. We can use just IGCSE, but in the CV, they will need to write the gap year to show they also study A level. But if the student want to just submit A level, they don't want to submit the IG and SPM, that is quite hard because IG and SPM is it's signifying that student complete high school. So I would say SPM and IG is a compulsory, whereas A level they January intake, which the A level result will be out in June. So we can just skip the A level. We don't need them to provide the A level result. And for SPM and IG, right, we also take forecast result as entry. Let's say student can provide in January. They provide their forecast in January and then they start January intake. We don't need to wait for student for the actual result in March. So next question, how about students who have American AC or SAT second certificate? Do they need to take IG exam or take A level to join the university in UK? Okay, so we don't require student to take again to sit for IG or any relevant A levels, as long as they shows they complete the high school, okay, which is year 11. So upon they also complete the high school, we can accept as the entry requirement, no problem. Because the reason of international foundation, we work differently from the university foundation. The university foundation might be more fussy in terms of entry. They want something relevant. But international foundation like us, CEG, we have the confidence and we also have the resources to actually boost students from English, academic English, and also academic. So we don't really care about, oh, are you a A student or D student? But we make sure when you complete our foundation, you are A student that can progress. Yeah, hopefully this concept makes you more understand on why we are more open for different entry requirements. Okay, so far, do I answer the two questions?
Yes, I think that's pretty clear. So maybe Manyin, could you describe recently how has CEG and ONCampus been supporting international student during COVID-19?
Okay. So basically, we explain throughout the health science, not the health science, the health insurance. If the student need to get into to check if they suspect or if they feel unwell, they actually can just go into any hospital that partner with our university, and also they need to report themselves to, if they feel unwell, they need to immediately tell the well-being center or anyone that they is close to them. Then we will handle that quickly. That is if they feel any unwell. Besides that, from flying, now every student who fly to UK from Malaysia or Singapore, I am not so sure yet, but from Malaysia, formed by UK and Malaysia Association, the Education Association. So they are aware, they will be aware who is actually flying over and what is their health condition. And they actually need to do a health screening before they fly off. So once they fill up the form, UK immigration and the university will also know about this student particular, all the details, so before they fly. And of course, when they land from Malaysian direct flight, they don't need to be quarantined, so they can immediately get into the accommodation allocated for international students. And on top of that, of course, all the SOP, the standard operation procedure, it's also practiced in all the common area, especially in classroom, in cafeteria. But the good news is because are still free to join any sports, they join clubs, they have curriculums and they have activities. It's just that everything will be smaller scale and they have to distance apart. And then that is on the activity. But in terms of class, right, we also offer different model so that students feel comfortable. If students don't want to come to UK at the moment, they can start online first. Online one term. So we just have students start yesterday, which is the September intake. They will finish until January, one term. So second term and third term, they can choose. Second term, they want to fly to UK January, or they still want to continue online, that's fine. So this is one option. Another option is some students, they know they cannot do online and they are too, they don't have the discipline to sit in front of the laptop. So they can choose fly over, all right, and follow all the procedure that I mentioned just now. And then November, they will have face-to-face class until June as well, same as September student. So they will both finish in June, and then next year, September, they progress to university. So far with all this well-being and the SOP and also all the information about COVID that we have released to the parents, that's why they feel more confident to actually confirm their place. And also some of students actually have Zoom session with the center head together with the parents. So the parents and students actually have this video session with center head to clear all the doubts, and they ask questions and they have virtual tour. So all this actually helps to answer all the questions from parents regarding COVID.
So So what about the students studying online from, let's say they're from Malaysia or Singapore and they want to study online? What will the schedule look like? Will it have to, they'll have to study early in the morning or late in the afternoon in the evening? What is the schedule like?
Okay. Basically, they will start in the 3 o'clock, which is 8 o'clock in the UK, 3
Yeah.
o'clock in Singapore, Malaysia.
Mm.
Usually the live session, which means it's a compulsory to join live, we will slot it in the earlier slot. So student will have live class at 3 o'clock onwards until 6 o'clock. Not every day, but this is average. If they have live class, it will be between 3 to 6. And then after that, it's a choice if they want to stay live or they want to view at the recording session. So now I can share with you a sample timetable here. I'm just sharing the screen. Well drafted. Hold on, I'm sharing screen. Okay. All right, view full screen.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, yeah. So let's say Monday, there's live lecture.
Mm.
It's 8 o'clock there. Oh, sorry, this is 4 o'clock here.
4
Yeah,
o'clock
not 3
Beijing.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we are same with Beijing, correct.
Yeah.
So the earliest will be 4. They start class. Then 5:30 there's a business behavior online discussion, and then yeah, this is 7 o'clock. So I would say the latest you can see is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, not bad. Not
Yeah,
bad. Yeah,
actually it's
nothing
quite
too,
good.
it's quite good. Yeah. Good for student who peak in the afternoon and the evening. It's quite good.
If you can see Wednesday, they have lecture and recap quiz. Then they will allow students to have a self-study. And then maybe there's a preparation or anything. Then they can also have a lecture so they can ask question or discussion on what they have studied here. So they make sure students don't have a gap and they just go and have self activities. I will say students need to prepare. Their class is actually from 4 onwards until 8:30 or 9:30. Even is a self study here, further reading here. Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's really clear.
Yeah. I can share this to you as well, so you can share with the team.
Perfect.
All right. No problem.
And OnCampus has been doing this online program for quite some time, even long before the pandemic.
Yeah. CEG Digital. So CEG Digital is cater for self-disciplined student where they study a master program or they do a long distance learning. So we have been establishing this CEG Digital since long time ago, it's more than 5 years ago. And that's why when we actually transform the offline program to online, we are considered more experienced company who actually know how to run online instead of a university that built the online teaching from scratch. So if we build from scratch, it's also a challenge for lecturers, tutors to learn on the software, the platform, because the reason why we don't have like huge discount, some students ask us, oh, we are not using your facilities, we are not coming to a campus, so we the software system, not just using free Zoom, because when they sit for examination, they go for marking on assignments. Those are very high investment online platform. Yeah, so that's why this explains why our CEG Digital is quite strong in the sense of online teaching. I would also share on our website if let's say we want to go for the CEG digital. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so this is the page. Oops. Okay, if student want to know more about COVID, just click on campus.global. We have UK, and then can choose which university you want to know more. And this is the correct announcement. Okay. Okay, so this is also our launching on campus online. Yeah, this is the CEG digital. This part. Yep. Maybe later on you can watch because it will take up a lot of time here.
Yeah, no problem. So
yep.
do you have any numbers exactly detailing how many students currently study online?
Yes. Well, for Malaysia and Singapore for this September, you want the previous one or the this September?
Oh, this intake.
This intake, we have around 15 students online.
Quite good.
Yeah, actually, it's really out of what I expected. May, no one's actually can accept online, and they feel online is it will not happen, and this is it will not be accepted by the world. But because now it's already September, and then they see everyone is online, even local university or tuition or whatever. So they start to accept the facts. And so we have 15 for September, but we have also another around half for November. So both are same intake, it's just different method.
And were most of those students doing foundation or international year one?
Mostly foundation.
Yeah, mostly foundation.
Yeah. International year one, because it's quite limited program as well. It's only mainly business. But we have international year one for psychology in Coventry. And we have a list of engineering, international. If student want something else that is international year one, that's why we don't have. And then, yeah, it makes the inquiry lower.
All right, and in the future, do you see any trend of where before at least before the pandemic, where was the trend of most Malaysian and Singaporean student going to?
Both Singapore and Malaysian. Actually, do you mean the country that they will go?
I mean the campus that they will go in the UK.
Okay. Actually, based on the pandemic happens in March, I have more student inquiry for Europe and for
Right,
London.
so Netherlands, I think Netherlands got really popular, right?
Yeah, actually, it due to we are looking for year 12 student to enter foundation again. Then only, yeah, after 1 year foundation, only they go into year one. Yes. So usually year 12 student, they think they already done year 12, which is the pre-U. So they are not keen to go to foundation again. Whereas if they go to UK, year 12 student can start year one already.
Yeah, that's great.
That's why although Netherlands is a very good course, a good program and high ranking because it's ranked 64 in the world. But I kind of like get 1 or 2 confirmed case only per year. Yeah, just 1 or 2. But in the UK, right, more inquiry for London recently. I have analyzed that it's due because East Malaysia, they're looking for Sunderland and Hull. So because they are not aiming to travel now, compared to KL and Singapore student, KL is a big city, Singapore is also a big city. They are still keen to travel, and their market usually is London and high rank. That's why I see more high ranking university and on campus. Yeah, has more.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, actually it's quite logic. So I'm also worrying, like, because most of my market for how London South Bank and Sunderland are from East Malaysia and like from Penang, from Johor. So those students actually it's more reserved. Parents are more conservative in terms of, okay, let's stay pre-U in Malaysia. Then quite many of them actually stay locally for the pre-U. That's why maybe since Chi has question on entry requirement, do you think which campus suits your market? You're from Penang, right?
Yeah, Chi is from Penang.
Yeah. So if you want to share a little bit on which campus attract you among all centers that I have briefed.
Yeah, if Chi, if you're still there, you can respond. But if not, I'll get in touch with Chi, and then we'll get those details off you.
Oh yeah, she says Sunderland and Coventry.
Sunderland, Coventry, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually Coventry also from Penang and from Johor. How? Yeah, so you can.
Hull as well, yeah.
So I need to break up the Penang people's mind. Make sure they feel comfortable to fly to UK. Then they will still send student. Yeah.
All right, Manin, we're about. I think we've had a good session, and we're about. Yeah, I'm conscious of your time too, so we'll probably end this session here.
Okay.
And yeah, thank you so much for your detailed presentation. It was really fantastic, and we thoroughly enjoyed that. And if there's any more questions, I'll be in contact with you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Chi just said the market in Penang, yeah, looking for lower cost and quality. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Thank you
All
both.
right,
Thank you, Chi.
and yeah,
Thank you,
so
everyone.
thank you thank you so much, and we'll stay in contact, and
Okay.
if there's any questions, we'll let you know.
All right. Thank you. Have a
All
nice
right,
day,
thank
everyone.
you. You too.
Bye.
Stay safe. Bye bye. Thank you, everybody.